Hello, hello, my soul family. Welcome to today's live. And I have an important message to share with you today. And I want to wait a little bit for more people to hop onto this live, because what I received yesterday, I believe it's a very important message that a lot of you need to hear. If you know me well, if you've been with me for a while now, you know that I stand for authenticity. My brand is called Authentic You, right? And I stand for discovering who you are and being who you are, no matter what, right? And this is a journey that we all have to take in this life. And for some people, it's a journey that might never end. It might never even arrive to its fruition in this life. And there is a reason for that. And the message that I received yesterday from my higher self, I actually didn't receive it by accident. I actually asked, what does my community need to hear from me and what can help them? And this is the message that I basically channeled through. I was doing this automatic writing, and it just came through, and I found that it was so beautiful and so powerful that I need to share this as it came, without, filtering and beautifying it or rewriting it in a certain way. I just want to read it the way I wrote it yesterday. And it's a message, I believe, first and foremost, it's a message for starseeds. It's the message for those of us who already know, more or less, somewhere at some level, that we did not originate on this planet. We did not originate on Earth. And we have some bigger mission to accomplish here. But this message is equally important for everyone else, because I still believe, and I will always believe that, and I will always say that the prerequisite for the most fulfilling life is to be authentic. It's to be yourself, to show up in this world proud for who you are and not hide anymore, right? And that's why I believe, yes, as I said, this message is first and foremost for starseeds who need to come out of the shadows, especially now, especially at this, I would say, critical moment in our life, in the history of Earth, but also for every single other being on this planet. And I'm going to read it to you, like literally read it. And I want you, how do I want you to try and receive this message? So if you're here with me, I invite you to really close your eyes and put your hand on your heart, and just to connect to that inner space inside you and allow yourself, while you will be listening to that message, to receive it directly into your heart without filtering it in your brain, okay? And again, as I wrote in the video itself, it is the message for those who struggle to speak the truth, who struggle to show up as themselves for whatever reason, okay? And it's the message that will help you understand what you can do about that. So close your eyes. I invite you all to close your eyes right now. Put your hand on your heart and just allow yourself to receive. Okay. I will not be looking at you anymore, okay? So, you're all divine. No matter your circumstances, you're not prisoners of your existence. You can create miracles and transcend your reality only if you start trusting yourself, trusting your inner knowing. This trust can be disrupted by the trauma you experienced. All those experiences you went through that left scars on your mind, that left layers upon layers of dirt through which it can be so hard to see the truth of who you are. That's why healing is a necessary first step. You don't need to think of yourself as broken, though. The real you is the eternal being, the divine soul that breathes in life into your body. So healing means returning to the truth of who you are by assisting your mind in distinguishing what's false and what's true. Your mission here is so special, to help Earth in its ascension. But you probably feel out of touch with that mission because you were not able to trust yourself for so long, because you were taught to listen to your mind and ignore your soul. And your mind keeps telling you a lot of disempowering stories. Healing your mind involves rewriting those stories so that you can trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust what you know and the message that's bursting out of you. Rise, beautiful soul, from the ashes of your constructed self and stand tall in the light of your beautiful eternal soul. At the heart of the message that I want to transmit to you is the following. Healing yourself is about rewriting all the disempowering stories your mind keeps feeding you so that you can finally trust yourself and the truth you're here to say, so that you can finally step into your sacred mission. The degree of trust in yourself is the biggest difference between people who change the world with their teachings and people who forever stay hiding in the shadows. Let go of your unworthiness, for it's only a construction of your mind that wants to keep you away from your destiny by keeping you safe. We forget how to trust ourselves because when we start diving deep into our wisdom, society starts treating us as lunatics. But it's the simplest way of regaining controls for those who are scared. Deny and condemn those who don't follow the rules or who don't fit into a commonly accepted definition of normal. The truth, though, is that the most precious gifts that you have will be something crazy. And you will only tap into them and start using them for greater good if you fully and irrevocably trust yourself. When you have trust in yourself, there is no more questioning yourself. There is no more doubts of whether you are doing the right thing. There is no more anxiety as to where life will lead you. There is no confusion around what to do with your life. There is no more tearing apart between decisions and being stuck in analysis paralysis. There is no more fear of rejection. There is no more fear to speak up and spread your message. Without trust in yourself, you can't stand in your power. You can't lead. You can't be authentic and open. You can't trust others or have harmonious relationships. You can't create authentic offers. You're stuck in a copycat mode because everyone seems so much better than you. You can't recognize that what you have to say has tremendous value to others. You always play it safe and never take risks that take you to another level. You can create content that speaks to souls of those who you are here to impact. As a starseed, you will always appear out there to most people. And if you don't trust yourself, you will keep hiding who you truly are. You will keep suppressing your abilities. You will keep pretending being normal. And by doing so, you will never live the life to the fullest. You will never reveal your full potential. You will never make an impact you came here to make. Lack of trust will keep you trapped in your humanity. And you will never let your star soul truly unfold. You'll keep walking on the common path, all the while craving for purpose and meaning only your true path will give you. You'll keep obeying the rules you actually came here to break and rewrite. You will keep feeling like a prisoner, all the way knowing deep inside that you are the only one keeping yourself trapped. With trust, you get courage to do what you're here to do. You get playfulness and lightness that are the qualities of the purposeful life. With trust, you get a profound sense of inner peace, and you put an end to your seemingly eternal emotional turmoil. With trust, you do work you love, and you get paid for sharing your gifts. Trust in yourself is the foundation for authenticity. Okay, so that was the message that I felt compelled to share with you. And from the bottom of my heart, even reading it now again, it applies to me as well. I can tell you that it's only this year that I started doing what I'm doing now. I started talking about starseeds, about spirituality, about all this mystical stuff, about magic and everything that I'm called to speak about. But 4 years ago, because I didn't trust myself, I made a completely different decision. I made a decision to be a career coach because that makes sense, because that is commonly accepted as something normal, because that is something that, people, when they will look at me, they will deem it very professional. I had no idea 4 years ago how much I didn't trust myself. And it was a 4-year journey, to be honest. And I mean, it's still an ongoing journey to realize that I didn't trust my impulses. I didn't trust that voice inside me that told me, that is the path, go there, ignore the rest. I had no idea how much I was trapped inside my own mind that was telling me, you cannot stand out. You cannot talk about those kind of things. You cannot go and like tell, okay, now I can do magic and like talk about spiritual stuff, because people who know you will think you're crazy, that they will think you lost it. Or people who don't know you will think like, oh, you're all fluffy and you are like nothing. I got myself 4 years ago, I got myself trapped so deeply that I was not realizing that I was trapped. And I was feeling inside me, like I convinced myself inside me that I am living my purpose. I am helping people in the way that I want to help. And it worked for a while, but I can tell you, the revelation came this summer. A little bit before ayahuasca ceremony, like several months before, when I was already looking for another path. And it came as well when I worked with a mindset coach, because every time we were approaching certain things that we were discussing, the question of trust always came up. And she was telling me, but you just need to trust yourself. And I didn't know how. I literally didn't know. I was telling her, but how do I trust myself? How do I trust? And she couldn't tell me anything, because in her world, lack of trust didn't exist. She was guided so much by her inner knowing that she couldn't relate to me not being able to trust myself, not being able, even if I hear that voice inside me, to follow it. And that's why that message that I transmitted to you today, it's all so relevant to me. Of course, I mean, I'm closer to that now than I've been like even 6 months ago. But it's a journey. It's a journey of building step by step that trust in yourself. But in the first place, it has to be a journey of realizing that you can trust yourself. Whatever voice inside your mind exists that tells you just cannot trust yourself because you did something stupid in the past, or because you were, like you made like unreasonable decisions and they led you to some sort of disaster and whatever, you need to ignore that voice, right? Because, and I wasn't planning to talk about that today, but I can still talk about that. Why do we lose trust in ourselves in the first place? It's a very deep trauma. It's literally anchored in some childhood event that happened to you that made you distrust yourself, made you distrust your judgment, made you believe that others always know better. For me, my story was that the one that I already shared with you before is that I was kidnapped. I mean, I was lured by a man when I was like 6 or 7 years old, and some bad stuff happened afterwards. And that event profoundly affected me, and I totally suppressed that event because it was too painful to realize that this thing happened to me. And that's why I didn't even realize that I wasn't trusting myself, because I didn't remember that event, and nothing else in my life ever really happened to shake my trust in myself. So for you, if you are trusting your doubting your judgment, if you don't connect to yourself on a deeper level, if you struggle to talk about what you want to talk, but like something like cripples you, I encourage you and I urge you to just sit down and first of all ask yourself, do I trust myself? Do I have that inner compass that I can trust will always guide me? And do I listen to it? And if you don't, look deeper as to why. Why did it happen? When did it happen? When did this disconnect happen for you? So that you can do something about it, so that you can do healing around that. Because believe me, if you are looking for a life where you can make an impact, and you want to make an impact, if you're looking for a life that's fulfilling and purposeful, where you help people in one way or another, you need to be authentic, right? People don't connect to fake people nowadays, and especially it's so easy to notice someone who is like pretending to be something else, and people kind of stay away, steer clear from these kind of people. So if you are burning inside yourself to make an impact and share your message, but you've kind of noticed behind yourself that you always stop yourself, that something always gets in the way, and that you don't get much traction going on, it's trust. Believe me, I went through it the hard way, and I couldn't answer that question before, but now I do. It's always trust. Trust is the foundation of your authenticity, and authenticity is the foundation of creating the life that you actually want to live. The life where you make impact, where you make good money doing what you really, really love, where you have great relationships with people, because you show up as you and you magnetize people to you, right? So that's the message I wanted to transmit to you today. Starseed or not, look into the trust factor. How much do you trust yourself? And if you don't trust yourself enough, question why, challenge that answer, and heal from it. So thank you very much for listening to me today. I would be happy to hear your comments, whatever you would like to tell about that, how you feel. Do you trust yourself? How do you feel that connection inside you is happening for you? Whatever wants to pass through you, please feel free to share in comments. I don't see anything on the screen, and I mean, Facebook has been so buggy that I have no words for that. So please share whatever you want to share in comments below, and I will address every single one of them. So thank you for listening to me. Have an amazing end of the day or day wherever you are, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.